Cabela's, the world's foremost outfitter, brings you Americana Outdoors.
This week on Americana Outdoors, we're taking you to the Davis Mountains of far west Texas for a one-of-a-kind free-range elk hunt.
Americana Outdoors is also brought to you by Nosler Custom Ammunition, Garmin, the world leader in navigation and communication, Nikon Sport Optics, SCI, first for hunters, Do-All Outdoors, Yamaha Outboards, powerful peace of mind, Ranger Boats, still building legends, one at a time, and by Kershaw Knives.
The Rocky Mountain elk, also known as Cervus elaphus, probably one of the most sought-after trophies in North America. The most vocal species in the Cervidae family, hunting these magnificent creatures can result in a heart-pounding experience. Welcome to Americana Outdoors. I'm Aaron Booth, and on this week's show, we're in the great state of Texas stalking elk. That's right, elk. There's an area in the Davis Mountains that has been able to sustain a population of free-range elk for decades. Now the look is Colorado, but the feel is Texan. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back for the story of the Lone Star elk. Elk once inhabited most of the United States. Now, because of human land practices, native populations have been limited to a handful of states in the West. However, there have been several areas where the Rocky Mountain elk have been introduced and are now thriving.
Yeah, the elk population in the Davis Mountains is an interesting story. Actually, there never were native elk to the Davis Mountains like they were or have been throughout the Rocky Mountains. The Texas Parks and Wildlife has introduced elk to the Davis Mountains on 3 different occasions, in the 30s, in the 1950s, and most recently in the late 1970s, and that's the elk that we're currently hunting today.
Now, the Texas elk is an introduced species. This has not always been the case. The Guadalupe Mountains of far west Texas were once home to an elk subspecies known as Cervus merriami. This particular elk species has been extinct for more than 100 years. The H.E. Sproul Ranch, nestled in the Davis Mountains, offers a unique hunting experience that cannot be matched or duplicated anywhere else in Texas. Like a lost island in a desert sea, this unique oasis is surrounded by the vastness of the Trans-Pecos. If you were blindfolded and dropped in the area we were hunting, you would swear on your life you were in New Mexico, Arizona, even Colorado, anywhere but Texas. Now, when you're hunting stuff like this, you're just kind of calling for them, and then once you locate them, that's going to pop right up in front of you, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't see, but
when you come over a place like this, you're just hoping to locate something that's going to be down, catch it down the bottom and maybe coming up the other side,
With more than 40,000 acres of land, locating elk proved to be a welcome challenge. Lots of posting up at high vantage points and glassing, accompanied by considerably hard hiking.
We hooked up with the Nature Conservancy about 3 years ago and started running our free-range elk hunts, and they've basically taken off ever since. We only offer just a handful of hunts every year, and if you're lucky enough to be one of those few people that get to enjoy that hunt, the scenery and the elk themselves are just spectacular. We're hunting these elk in what they call the TNC Preserve, and this is a section of Texas located in the heart of the Davis Mountains that basically offers just completely free-range hunting for the H.E. Sproul Ranch, and we hunt that preserve exclusively. And by hunting that particular preserve, we're basically guaranteed that we're not going to see another soul. We're not going to be seeing orange hats or orange vests anywhere, and we're basically the only ones on 40,000 acres that are hunting these elk. And these elk we're catching at the height of the peak of the rut, and it's a really exciting time when these elk come into these big basins and these big bottoms in order to perform breeding and rutting ceremonies.
On the morning of the second day, we located a herd with 2 nice bulls and a great management bull. Just what we were looking for.
There's been a good management bull hanging out in this area. That may be him running with the group. That may be the one we're looking for.
Well, you think we got time to load stuff up and try to get up there to them before they top over that peak?
They're headed up there pretty quick. We're gonna want to get to the top of that mountain and beat them to that ridge and come back to them. And we'll use a series of bugles and cow calls to maybe entice that small one to maybe come out in front of that big one.
Get them to kind of maybe stick there.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, you ready for a long hike?
Ready to roll when you guys are.
Let's go. The herd was located about 800 yards across the canyon. This meant we had at least 4 times the distance to cover in order to get into position. Steve Wilson is the National Sales Manager for Food Saver, a tool most of us are familiar with who enjoy the outdoors. Steve's excitement was contagious. It seemed to keep all of us going no matter how hard the hike got.
I've traveled all around the country over the years hunting, and one word would sum up what we've just experienced here the last few days, and that's incredible. Who would have ever thought that there were free-ranging elk in the state of Texas? Who would have ever thought that there were beautiful, beautiful mountain ranges with lush vegetation and ponderosa pines in Texas? I would have never thought. I would have thought I was hunting in Colorado somewhere. Everything at the Sproul Ranch, from the food to the hotel room, just everything has been first-class quality all the way around. It's just a beautiful place to come, and I'd recommend it to anyone.
With the herd of elk on the move, can we close the gap in time to get Steve into position? Stay tuned. When Americana Outdoors returns, Steve gets his shot at his first elk. In the field, your success can depend on a Garmin. For your complete line of Garmin units, check out your Cabela's catalog. If you don't have a Cabela's catalog, call this toll-free number and they'll set you up right away.
H.E. Sproul Ranch, located in Fort Davis, Texas, is the oldest ranch in the county. Established in 1886, it's been family owned and operated since that time. In 1997, we redirected the ranch and the diversification thereof to be more for hunting and commercial hunting, and establishing a more diversified market for us, because cattle just wasn't doing it for us. We built the lodge you see back at that time and have been working on it since 1999. Basically finished it up in 2003 and really started opening the ranch to the public at that time. We've expanded our hunts to include mountain lions, elk, mule deer, whitetail, dove and quail, javelinas, and wild feral hogs. We also offer an Aoudad sheep hunt that is pretty much unmatched in the area. We offer more free-range hunts here at the H.E. Sproul Ranch than any other ranch in the state of Texas, and we're proud of that.
The Sproul Ranch offers excellent hunts in both the management and trophy categories. Now, if you're planning on booking an elk hunt with Tony, try and book it in early September. This is the height of the rut and the most exciting time to hunt these guys. For more information, give Tony a call at 432-426-3151. Now, if you're out in West Texas, you're not necessarily limited to staying out at the ranch. There's plenty of sights to see in and around the area of Fort Davis. The McDonald Observatory is one of the more popular attractions in Fort Davis, allowing visitors to gaze at the expansive West Texas skies. Fort Davis National Historical Site. Fort Davis played an important role in the history of the Southwest. From 1854 to 1891, troops stationed at the post protected immigrants, freighters, mail coaches, and travelers on the San Antonio to El Paso Road. The Harvard Hotel, in conjunction with the H.E. Sproul Ranch, offers first-class lodging in historic downtown Fort Davis.
The hotel offers 8 rooms. There are 7 king suites and 1 suite with 2 full beds. 2 of the rooms offer private balconies overlooking downtown Fort Davis. Each room also offers a refrigerator, a microwave, internet access, all the modern comforts that today's traveler expects.
We first heard him down here in this canyon. We've already moved off that trail all the way down here to him. This is a big, deep ravine down in this bottom. We last heard him bugle right through here.
Hopefully he's just gonna hang around here and that cow call will bring him up a little closer.
Yeah, this early in the season, if it's pre-rut like that, he may come in silently. He may not bugle again until he gets right there on top of us. But if he'll just answer one more time where we can hear him, know kind of where he's at, and we can set up on him. But I think he's gonna come around this rim, and he ought to come right into us if he answers. There's a good point off this side. We can make our way to that there's a little flat over here. Make our way to that flat, and we might be able to see back the side of this hill, and we might catch him if he's moving around that side.
After crossing one canyon and down into the outer rim of another, we knew we had to be close. Little did we know we were closer than we suspected. On our hike down to the canyon rim, we actually passed the bull we were pursuing. Since he had remained silent for almost an hour, it was tough to get a location. After a bugle, he stepped out into the rim just above us. We had just a few seconds to get into position and out of sight. We could only hope we didn't blow our chance, especially after hours of hiking over rugged terrain.
Back to this tree. He's right through there. Get your caps off. Go ahead and get your gun up. Look for him right through this opening. Right through this opening. All right. He may not say anything, but watch for him, here or up top. If I see him, I'll let you know.
The bull was coming in silent. We could only take an educated guess on where he would decide to show up.
Can you see him? He's gonna come out to the left over here by the tree. He's in the middle of that brush. You don't have a shot just yet. You see him right there? No, right there. Good shot, yes.
This was a hunt like I've never been on in my life. It wasn't go out and sit and wait on an animal to come to you. We actually sat in the mountains and looked for the animals, and once we did spot them, we called them. And once we called them and tried to figure out the direction we were going, or the animal was going, we tried to walk through the mountains and get ahead of them. And to talk about rough, it was rough. When you are walking up and down several thousand feet of mountains, it's quite a workout, but the experience at the end to drop a 650-pound elk was an experience I'll never forget in my life.
That's beautiful.
Great shot. That is beautiful. Good job. Good job. All right. Good job.
Yes.
See your gun. Let me see your gun. How about that?
Wow.
How about that?
Is that beautiful?
Beautiful animal.
Excellent. Excellent shot. Excellent shot.
That's a big boy.
Great elk. Great elk.
Large animal.
Here at the HG Sproul Ranch, we like to cater to basically anyone who's willing to challenge themselves to a free range hunt. And the reason we say challenge themselves because you don't expect to show up to this ranch and basically take home an animal that is custom made to order. These animals, we don't know any more than the hunter knows as to what's out there. When we start hunting a particular animal, whether it be a mountain lion, an elk, a mule deer, an Aoudad, no matter what, we don't know what's out there. And so we tell the hunter that they come second in line as it pertains to really wanting to harvest that animal. We want to harvest that animal worse than the hunter does, but at the same time, everyone understands going into a hunt here at the ranch requires you to understand that it's a free range hunt and nothing comes with a guarantee, but at the same time, the only thing you will be guaranteed to leave with is the ultimate experience, and an experience that won't be matched by any other hunt that a hunter has experienced in any other part of the nation.
When we're in the field, Americana Outdoors trusts Kershaw. For your complete line of Kershaw products, check out your Cabela's catalog. If you don't have a Cabela's catalog, call this toll-free number and they'll set you up right away. Today I'm here with Steve Wilson, Food Saver's National Sales Manager. We're going to be talking about a product that's a must-have tool when it comes to experiencing the outdoors to the fullest. Food Saver's vacuum packaging system. What this system allows you to do is store game, fish, and has many dry storage applications. I'm going to let Steve explain in more detail about this system.
The actual process is very simple. You just pull the bag material off the roll as long as you want to make it. Hit the manual seal button. What we're doing right now is we're making a bag. So we're sealing one end of it. This is a cutting blade, so we've cut off the bag at the length we want. As soon as it opens up for us, basically all we'll do is put whatever we're going to vacuum package inside the bag itself. Set the bag halfway into the vacuum chamber, shut the lid, press our on button. What happens now is we're eliminating every bit of air. Any moisture that's inside the bag is pulling it completely out. And what happens, you're eliminating freezer burn completely. So this meat's going to last over 3 years.
Wow. As you can see, the Game Saver vacuum packaging system has several applications. Anything from dry storage to maximizing the freshness of your fish and game. It's definitely something to have if you're going to enjoy the outdoors to the fullest. Now I'd like to take a little time to talk about some of the other tools we used on this particular hunt. First off is our Walker's Game Ear. Now this particular device protects your hearing along with giving you enhanced hearing. Now what I mean by that is you can wear these the whole time you're hunting and your normal hearing will not be affected. When it comes to pulling the trigger, your ears are going to be protected against that rifle blast. Extremely important when it comes to using any kind of firearms. Now let's move on to optics. Here in Americana Outdoors we use Nikon. And two of the most important tools that I always have with me in the field are my rangefinders and a good pair of binoculars. Now there's certain situations that call for a little bit longer range stuff. In those situations, you'll want a spotting scope, and Nikon makes a full line of spotting scopes. And don't forget your rifle scope. But let's listen to John Allen on what he has to say about choosing the perfect rifle scope.
Yeah, Nikon has a great lineup of scopes at many different price points. They're all backed by a lifetime warranty. But there's differences. You know what? All optics aren't created equal. There's coatings, the type of glass that's used. It all makes a difference in that key 15-20 minute hunting time and low light performance. So whether it's an opening price point of $150 to our Monarch Gold at $600, there's a difference and you'll see it.
No matter what kind of hunting you do, Nikon makes optics to fit your needs. To find out more about Nikon optics, visit them online at nikonsportoptics.com. Now don't go anywhere. When Americana Outdoors comes back, we'll continue our Lone Star elk hunt in West Texas. The Food Saver, made by Tilia, the best when it comes to vacuum packaging your game. For your complete line of Food Saver products, look in your Cabela's catalog. If you don't have a Cabela's catalog, call this number right now. Next week at Americana Outdoors, we'll be in Michigan pursuing monster whitetail deer at Limberlost Farms with Father Keith Estes and his son Stephen. When we first came out here, I was not expecting to see giant mountain ranges with ponderosa pines, aspen trees, large granite structures. It's a beautiful place. The hunt was hard. There was no high fence. It was all free range. There was no feeding. It was a true hunt like it should be. And you know, too often these days you see people that are concerned with the actual trophy, with the actual kill. It shouldn't be about that. It should be about the experience of the hunt. Getting out there, enjoying nature, being involved in nature is what the hunt is all about. And this hunt really brought that out for me. Tony Timmons is an excellent guide. He really makes you appreciate the true nature of a true hunt. And I had a fabulous time, and I can't wait to come back here and do it again.
Miss an episode of Americana Outdoors? You can now watch us online 24/7 at outdooraction.com.